All right, we'll get started here. We're going to wait for some people to show up here, and we should get going. Now, I just did a Facebook Live an hour ago, and sometimes if you do them, and I did a real quick one an hour ago, so if you do them too close together, it affects your views and it affects your footprint. But still, we'll see what's going on here. I'll walk through this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share this here to my Steps of Voiceover Success group. All right, we got a whole bunch of people coming up. All right, we got some folks coming on here. Good, good, good. Looks like they're showing up, so we'll get started. Happy Hussey Garner is watching. Abigail Green Hassel is watching. Crystal Anderson is watching. Okay. All right, so let's let me do this. I'm going to share my group. Steps to Voiceover Success. All right. Sandy McDonough, Connie Miller, Taylor Duncan is watching. Lloyd Ford is watching. Jonathan E. Wilds. Who else is swinging by here? We got a whole bunch of folks coming by. T. Patrick Murray, Dennis Jacques. Nice to have you guys on. All right, so I'm going to show you how I get targeted leads here using Status Brew on Twitter. I've taken some training, and I've got some free training too. So if you guys want or are interested in that, just message me, and I'll send you some information on the free training on that for sure. Okay, completely free. And let me walk you through some of the things that you can learn on Status Brew that's going to help you. And I'm on my phone here this morning because I'm at work and I don't have it set up where I can do it a screen share type of situation. It's in the morning, so I got a break from my show. It's here, so the show's over for the most part. So let me just go ahead and just hold this up here for you. And I'm just going to walk you through Status Brew of how I get targeted leads here on Twitter. So let's go ahead and let me look up Status Brew. I'm going to move this over here. Okay. All right, let's go over here. Let's go type in Status Brew. I want to show you once you get this set up here. I'm not going to go through the elementary ways of setting it up. That just takes too long, and that's for another. That's for an extensive training. And if you really want that training, I can send you that training. But here's the deal. So let's get started here. So welcome, William. And what I'm going to do, show you some of these search filters that I have here. And I've taken some notes on this too, so I make sure that I have the right. I've taken the notes so I can send you those notes if you like. So, but anyway, I'm going to show you the search filter. That's the big part of it. So let's go ahead and let's look over here. Audience. Okay. Now I've got three different Twitter accounts. I've got Wilstoff, I've got Wilstoff1, and I got Bill McCubby. And I got a deal here where I can use I'm using a service with Status Brew, and I have a discounted deal too on Status Brew too. So if you want to know more about that discount, just message me and I can give you more details about that. So let's go ahead with like Bill McCubby, which is one Twitter account, which is my goofy radio name I came up with a while back. So, but I just kind of stuck out there. So let me look at what some of these filters. So right here is underneath it is filters, and I'm going to right here. Go to, let's see here, my search filter that I'm using right now, okay? And this is going to give you an idea of, Daniel Wright's here, Debbie Lynn Cedars is here, Thomas Bacon is watching, okay? So this is, I'm going to show you the filters that I have saved here. So this is the filter that I saved here, and you can save the filters here once you've established one, okay? And now, I want to show you a couple of things here. This is very important when you put this in. And if you put these specific filters in, you're going to get the best results. All right. So this is significant. Last tweeted. So what I have for last tweeted is less than 7 days ago. That's what you want. The reason why I have this is because you are going to get the most active people on Twitter. You want the most active people on Twitter. And obviously the person that has tweeted the last 7 days, okay, is what you want. Now, protected users. Public profiles is what you want. There's a check mark there for filters as far as looking for this. Okay. And let's see here. Let me see here. So that's something that you want. And the reason is because I think there's a lot of people that put, private profiles, and it's just like, for the most part, those people are really not active on Twitter, and they're not really utilizing Twitter to get their message out. And there's all these little features, and there's a whole bunch of reasons why people use private a private setting on their profile. The people that really want to make an impact, okay, are the ones with a public profile. So you want that. Now, this is important. Sam Weaver, hey man, how you doing? I have referred a couple of people to you over the years for your great consultant and radio training. So let me see here. So here's another thing that you want to put down here. Protected profile pictures here. Okay, this is very important when you're on Twitter. Okay, the people that are serious. You want serious leads. You want serious contacts. Okay, so you're going to have a profile image. You want that. You don't want a egg, okay, which is no profile image. That means that person is either a bot or he's not serious about being on Twitter, and they're worthless to you as far as, hey, you're very welcome, Sam. Anytime, man. You've helped me in the past, and I'm trying to help others as well. Let's see here. So profile URL. This is something that you want. They have a profile URL. So in their profile, they have an actual link. Those are serious people on Twitter. Those are serious leads, and those are going to be the best that you're going to be able to those are the best people. Okay, now this is important too. Zombie users. This is a new feature here that Status Brew has come up, and there's a lot of fake accounts there where just it's a account that's sitting out there doing nothing, or it's just they're able to tell by their algorithms on Twitter if they are a zombie or not. What about those people that post but don't respond to tweets? Is there one for responded in past 7 days? I could give you some more information on that. I think there is a direct message strategy involved in that too, where I think for the most part there's a lot of people that don't respond to tweets. You're going to have to connect with them through direct messages, and I can get it. That's a training I can give you for another time. But that right there is going to help you seriously connect with people in the direct message. A lot of Twitter users don't like direct messages, but I think the ones that are serious do. Direct message is kind of one of these annoying things for people, but I think if you do the direct message strategy correctly, like I said, most people don't respond to tweets. But the thing is with Twitter, call me. Let's talk sometime today. Hey, well, we can, Sam. I would appreciate that. What I can tell you about the direct message strategy is that's where you're going to make the initial contact in a conversation, where you're going to get information if you're trying to make a connection. But I think Twitter is best used for opt-in things. So you have a link, okay, and it's how to get people to that link. That link could be content, okay, when it comes to your Twitter strategy. Okay, that link can be an opt-in page where they opt in to your landing page, okay, and there's an avenue to that, or maybe they're or you're sending them to something, either a blog post, you are sending them. So that's what Twitter is mostly used for, is to, especially people that follow news. A lot of people that follow news, they want to get the latest news on Twitter. They'll have, they'll see tweets and whatnot, and they'll read them, and then they'll click on the links to find out what the news is, okay, or the latest. So language is important. The language that you want is English and English UK. Those are the two things that you want. English and English UK are the two things that you want. This is important too. Exclude by list. The feature that you want here is you want to exclude previously followed users. The people that you've already followed, you don't want to be targeting them again. Okay? So exclude previously followed users. All right? So that's the filter. Once you put a filter in place, you can save it. All right? And those are the things that I put in here. Now, here's how powerful it is. So what you want to do on Status Brew, you're going to go to Discover Twitter Users. Okay? So discover Twitter users. All right. This is powerful. And this will go after, this searches everybody on Twitter. Now, there's a couple of different ways to put the search field in here. We're going to do this, which is important. What's in their bio? Okay, there's one feature. I'm going to just give you this as an example. All right. Let's do what's in their bio. I'm going to do e-learning. Okay, and here's why I do e-learning, because I am a voiceover actor. All right, and I'm looking for voice work for e-learning, which is a bigger and growing industry out there where there's a lot of work for it. So if you can find an e-learning company or person that's into e-learning, that's a great source. That's a great person that would be for e-learning. I'll give you an example. And here's the thing: sometimes you might find some people that like ADSC Global. All right, let's click on that for a second. Let's look at their profile. All right, we provided accredited worldwide e-learning. There you go. There's your company. Okay, now, and they're out of Ireland. All right, so let's see. And don't be fazed by this. You're thinking, all right, he's got 5 tweets. You know, that's ridiculous. Who cares? But here's the thing: is that sometimes what you'll see is that they've attached these to their phone. Whoever has put this up to their phone, if a direct message comes through, they'll answer it. Okay, they will answer it. Okay, so let me go back to Status Brew. All right, so there you go. Now what you do is here bio e-learning. Now this is done. I want to make sure I refresh this here. Let me see if I can, just trying to think here, because we have it based on this filter, and I want to make sure that this last tweeted a year ago. Okay, what I need to do here, now, as soon as you put, one of the things you got to be cautious of, okay, see what's happened? This is kind of given the default setting. So what I need to do is that you always got to refresh these things. So what you need to do is I need to do filters again, and then I have my pre-set filter. Okay, so it's going to go through the will search filter, which is the filter that I just showed you with the exact settings. Okay, so I'll do that. Boom. And then it goes through the filter. Okay. All right. Now, here's what's significant, guys, here. And just pay attention to all the filter settings that I put on here. Okay. So I have 730 results. Okay, I have 730 results, and that right there is based on people that have tweeted in the last 7 days, okay, people that have public profiles, people that have a profile image, okay, they have a profile URL, they're not zombies, okay, they're not some account that's just kind of a fake account that's going nowhere, okay, they have language, English and English UK, Earl is watching, appreciate it, Earl, they have English and English UK. Okay, those are the 2 languages based on all of my filter settings right here. Now, this is where it's powerful. This is where you're going to get an immediate contact with somebody. Watch this, okay? Last tweeted, okay? Okay. All right. Do you think a person that tweeted an hour ago, okay, a person that tweeted an hour ago is probably going to notice you? I think so. All right, I've got 730 of these Twitter users going through their bio e-learning with all of these different settings here. Okay, all right, all of these different settings that I put together. All right, and I just went through that. So if you want to replay this, and keep in mind, guys, as soon as you do a search, you've got to put it through the filter once again, because it's one of these things that you've got to constantly refresh this. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and follow all of them. Okay, I have 730 people. I'm going to follow all of them, every single last one of them, to my Twitter timeline. They are all they have e-learning in their bio. Okay, so I'm either going to get a e-learning company, am I going to get another voiceover person, or I'm going to get someone who's associated with e-learning, which to me are all good contacts for the most part. They're all good. They're either going to be a lead, a serious lead for you, okay, that is going to be a contact that you're going to be able to, hey, you know, you have any work? What's your email address? Can I send you my stuff? Okay, for voiceover work, da-da-da-da-da. Or it's going to be just another person who's connected with that, and that's a good person to have on Twitter. Maybe it's a fellow, you know, and I've run into this. I've run into people who are fellow, air talent. Okay, so there you go. Well, you could go individually, Thomas. You could actually look at them individually if you wanted to, and you go to each and every one. But I think the way that Twitter is set up here is, here's the best. I'm going to show you the best way to sort it in just a minute. Let me just put it that way. This is how I sort it. Okay. But I'm going to, for but seriously, 730 users who have e-learning in their bio. Okay, I'm going to go do every single one. I'm going to do all 730. You get to do 1,000 a day. Okay, you can do 1,000 followers a day on Twitter. They allow you to do that. So, you're allowed to follow 1,000 people a day. So once I'm done that, I'm good to go. Now, here's something I want to show you that I've already set up here. And I'm going to just show you a different account here. That was my Bill McCubby account, but I'll show you one of my Will Stoff account here. Okay, so here's my account, Will Stoff, and let me go through my messages. All right, this is set up. There's some more training on this is set up. I have an auto message, okay, and I asked this one question. It's a question that has been tested. It's the training that I've received here on the auto message. Great information. Thanks. We'll look into this further. Voice over directory. Hey, appreciate you checking this out. I've also connected with you on Twitter, by the way, just so you know. Here's a guy that's I believe I've connected on Twitter. I'm not sure. Maybe not. He looks familiar. But anyway, let me see if I can find somebody that I just had a recent conversation with here. Okay. All right. Okay. And there's one in particular that I talked to here recently. You got to go through these. But here you go. Basically, I have an auto message set up here, and I'm going to show you my auto message. And this one is here we go. This guy right here, Reza Mousavian. Okay, Reza Mousavian owns a e-learning company based on his profile and on his He also has his LinkedIn profile on there on Facebook as well. David Washington is watching. Okay, so here you go. Reza Mousavian is from the UK. Education technology specialist teacher, always learn to collaborate and seek new opportunities. Okay, so he's a guy that's a good source for e-learning. He has a LinkedIn profile, and here's the message I sent to him. This is the goofiest message in the world, but for some reason it's worked. It's a guy who's put together, and I'm going to tell you, I get the most response from this auto message, and I can't keep up with it. I literally cannot keep up with this auto message as far as people responding to it. Most of the time, people that put it together an auto message, and I've tried this, and I've worked with Twitter for over, it's getting close to 10 years almost, all right? And none of these other auto messages work. They do not work. This one does, because it goes, are you an automatic follow back? So many robots on Twitter lately. Are you a real person? It's just a conversation starter, guys. There's too much, hey, I'm a voiceover actor and I'm looking for opportunities for can I send you a sample? Yeah, no. You want to have a real life conversation with people. You want to connect with them, okay, on a level, all right? And it's a fun level. It's a goofy level. It's like, hey, I'm on social media. You got to start thinking socially instead of business. You got to think social media, okay? How do I be social? How do I connect with this person? I'm a real person. So what I immediately do is if this is a guy that I am going to be able to connect with, and Thomas's thing is, how do you sort out the VO people that do e-learning from the companies? This is where you sort it out. You get the first thing you want is the response. All right. Now, Thomas, if you're interested in checking out every single Twitter profile and only going for the e-learning companies, and that's going to take you forever. And I think that this is the best way to do it if you do it in mass, because Twitter is an in mass thing where people are following 1,000 people. They're doing it on a regular basis. People are following them back. They're connecting. But this is where you're going to find out who's really interested in talking with me. So Reza here, my response here is that it's just a formal thing here. Okay. I said, I realize he is a person that I'm going to connect with, okay? Reza, great to connect with you. I'm a voiceover artist myself. Do you own your own e-learning company? All right, and that's just, hey, it's a business-to-business contact. It's, it's not, hey, can I spam you with my crap and get work from you? As the first question I start. It's just a conversation. It's a connection. It's finding out what's going on. You can do this with authors. Since I do audiobooks, I narrate a lot of audiobooks. You can do that with this. Very easy to do. Okay. And, and I'm, you can get leads that way. Okay. So you have that conversation. He may or may not respond. If he doesn't respond, he's not worth checking out. Okay. He's not a contact. However, what could happen is if he sees my Twitter timeline and he sees some of the examples that I put together, some of the content that I put out there on my timeline on a regular basis, some information that he can use. Maybe down the line he might connect with me. Maybe he might give me a response. But the thing is that you want to create this type of atmosphere and response. Okay, that's the type of question you want. Now, there are some people that are not necessarily leads for me, okay? But I want to give them something of value, all right? Let me give you an example of somebody else here, all right? But I wanted to mention something about this auto response about, are you a robot? I usually get 90% of the people think it's funny. They get a chuckle out of it. Oh yeah, I'm a robot. Of course I'm real. They'll come up with a goofy response. So it's a very light way of starting a conversation. And people, they want to answer. And the other part of it too is that the direct messages on Twitter have always been spammy. All right, there's always somebody. I always get somebody. Their first message to me is this big long thing about what they do, a link to their company, and this and that, a whole bunch of crap. I don't. And it's just like, okay, it's just like I'm opening up my mailbox and I'm getting the same thing at home, a bunch of junk mail. Okay, but let me show you this here. And this is all scripted out here, and I'm not going to get into this here, but I'm just kind of answering Thomas's question here. This is how Bob Ellis is watching, Maria Lang Smith is watching, okay, David Washington is watching, appreciate it, guys. But this right here is let me give you an example, okay? So Amelia Borello, she is out of Los Angeles. She is a voiceover talent. She has e-learning in her profile, okay? Oh, shoot, did I just lose her? Okay, here she is. Okay. All right. And so this is the conversation that I have here. And this is all scripted out, that I have the entire script here for this. But this is a way of offering them something of value, okay, that I have that might help her, okay? If this is now, obviously Amelia's not a, she's also a voiceover talent. She's probably looking for leads herself. All right. I'm not going to go to her to see if I can get work from her. All right. That doesn't make sense, but she has e-learning in her title. But this is something that I have here that's available. That is something that anybody can use that's on Twitter. It's a Twitter training that I have. It's absolutely free. Okay. And I offer it to them free. All right. And that is something that, hey, and I have it all scripted out where, so, hey, are you a robot? I'm real. Awesome. How's it going, Amelia? I'm also a voiceover artist. Great profile and website. I checked her out. She really does have an awesome website. Thank you. Pretty good. Hustling. Hope you're well, too. Awesome that you are real. So many robots in here. My first name is Will, by the way. Okay, I give him a little robot. This is actually in my script. I give him a little robot icon. Do you take Twitter training or are you self-taught? And that's a conversation starter that I can get going in order to offer her free training. And it's just a link that I have. I don't even put a link in this because people are tired of links. I actually, I'll show them a pin tweet on my profile. But that's all set up here where you're offering something of value. But that's the way to separate it. You're going through the process of what happens so it goes from following to direct message, okay, to getting a response. And those are the people that you're going to find that are the best contacts on Twitter. And like I said, I can't keep up with the response. So you're automatically triggering these conversations. It depends what you do with that conversation and who you'll find. And Thomas, you're talking about sorting. This is the best way to sort it. If you do this correctly and you have this streamlined like I do, okay, and putting this forward, you're going to get so many freaking messages. You will get so many freaking companies. You're not going to be like, oh, let me see, is this, I have to do one individual profile at a time. No, you'll be slammed with it and you'll be able to sort it. The sorting takes place in the direct messages after the auto response. But I think that's key here. And so either you're doing one or two things. You're finding, and like I said, when I find like this guy Reze Masavian, who's involved in e-learning and I looked at his profile, he's been involved in e-learning companies. He's owned some before. He's got a new one. He's got a new venture, whatever. Okay, I have started the conversation. Okay, right away. I start the conversation and try to get into, what he's doing. It's not one of these, hey, can I send you my stuff right away? It's usually just trying to, hey, I'm a voiceover artist myself. How long have you been doing what you're doing? And just, trying to a little bit back and forth. And then, maybe down the, after that conversation is somewhat familiar, I'll say, hey, I'm always looking for voiceover work. Can I do some free auditions for you? Okay. That's the way to do it. Scott Letourneau, appreciate you swinging by. Okay, so that right there is a way to connect with people. That is a serious way to connect with people. And it's all done through Status Brew. And if you guys want the free training, I can send you the free training. Just message me and if you're interested in this. But anyway, that's my Status Brew training there for you. And if you're just jumping on, check out the replay because you will be very surprised as far as how many leads you can get through Twitter using Status Brew. That's what I got for you guys. Thanks.